Global warming? Get serious. I have searched the internet. I can't find conclusive evidence that man's activities are causing a global warming disaster. I settled for finding out if Al Gore's Greens had a reasonable case. The Greens' basic premise is that we now produce more greenhouse gases than the Earth can recycle. I chose to study those sources. There were some surprises along the way. The amount of greenhouse gas, or CO2 equivalents, entering into the atmosphere each year can be analyzed as a product of the world population times the per capita CO2 production. The first surprise was learning that the annual per capita CO2 production is constant. At least since 1970, it has been nearly constant at 4 metric tons per person. Perhaps not enough Priuses and solar panels have yet been made to bring it down. Unlike the per capita CO2 rate, the world population grows exponentially. Even the exponential rate has been increasing for a long time. The second surprise? The world's population is doubling about every 50 years. Let's assume it doesn't get worse. Let's also assume that the per capita CO2 production doesn't change much. Then it follows that we can expect world CO2 production to double every 50 years. It is worse than it sounds. How might we reduce the 4 metric tons per person per year CO2 production? Assume the green model is correct. Then to just maintain our current rate of increasing atmospheric pollution, we must cut it in half by the time the population doubles. Can we significantly reduce that figure by riding bicycles and such? On this very helpful chart, we see what the sources of our greenhouse gases are. Let's scan down the end-use column to get a feel for the activities producing them. Transportation activities produce 13.5% of these emissions. The Prius goes here. Energy used for electricity and heating creates 24.6% more. The solar panels go here. Other fuels and industrial processes, 26.7%. Changes in land use contribute 18.2%. This includes deforestation, which reduces the CO2 recycling capacity of the Earth. Agricultural activities provide the remaining 17.1%. You can examine the chart for cutting candidates, or you can just cut 50% across the board. Just remember, you have to make another 50% cut every 50 years if we maintain our current population growth rate. Reverting to a lifestyle of a century ago cuts our carbon footprint in half. Then we'd be in good shape, probably physically as well as metaphorically, until 2060. Another 50% cut takes us to a Revolutionary War era energy footprint. Once more, and we are in the Dark Ages. Jim, where did I leave the keys to my horse? Reviewing. People are producing CO2 at a nearly constant rate. The number of people producing CO2 is doubling every 50 years. Therefore, the world's production of CO2 is doubling every 50 years. Did I mention that since the Greens said we've exceeded the recycling capacity of the Earth, that CO2 is also accumulating? So what will it take for mankind to survive in the green model of the world? It is pretty clear that population has to be brought under control, if not reduced, at least stabilized. You can leave the population control method choice up to Mother Nature. She will provide you with war, famine, and pestilence. Or, if the Greens are serious and responsible, they should be getting the world's religions to change birth control from being a sin to being a sacrament. I'm not seeing any activity along those lines. The global warming Greens don't even mention population as being a part of the problem. If the problem is as they describe it, population control is half or more of the solution. They seem to live in a world where it is more important to feel good about making a token effort at an imagined problem than solving a real one. If there is a genuine problem with greenhouse gases, then pushing fuel-efficient cars is a travesty. If you achieve 10 times better mileage for all transportation overnight, you have put off the problem for less than 10 years. Several more miracles are required to make it to 50 years. I can't believe they are serious. If they aren't serious, then I'm not going to take them seriously, and I don't know why you would either.